Well, if you're concerned about something and you're in the medical community, you have to come up with a strong term. So how does nightmare bacteria sound? It's already an issue in half the country, 27 states. One of my favorite doctors on these kind of subjects, because she's always good at calming me down, because I get nervous with this sort of stuff. Dr. Janette Nesheiwat. Doctor, very good to have you back.
Great to be here.
What is this, doctor?
Okay, so I commend the CDC for doing this study proactively. And what they found is this bacteria, they call it a superbug, because it can't be killed. It's a bacteria that can't be treated or killed with the current antibiotics that we have, or most antibiotics. And that's why it's called a nightmare, and there's this concern for it, because about 50% of people who acquire this bacteria will die from it.
Really?
It can
How
be
do you acquire it? What are some of the symptoms?
So
signs?
usually from person to person, usually through transmission of open wounds, infections on the skin, through stool, that sort of thing. We also see a lot in nursing homes and hospitals.
Who's being hit with it?
Well, it's 27 states, and the fear is it's
mostly old, vulnerable.
Anyone is at risk. Anyone,
okay.
But usually we'll see it in, for example, if someone has been in the hospital or a long-term care facility, or maybe on a ventilator, or sometimes if you have a weakened immune system, or you have diabetes, or maybe some sort of chronic medical.
But there's no
condition.
treatment for this.
Well, the treatment is to try to prevent it. That's right now. The treatment is.
But what happens when you got it?
So when you have it, the supportive care, fluids, hydration, monitoring your blood pressure. Now, it's not that there's no antibiotic, but it's just that most antibiotics do not work. It's what we call CRE, carbapenem-resistant enterobacter, or CRPA, another type of bacteria. So some antibiotics might work, but there's a growing resistance.
But some of the signs, again, doctor, that you should check it out, or?
Yes, so if you have a fever, weakness, loss of appetite, no energy, losing weight, cough, this bacteria can get into your bloodstream. It can get into your lungs. It can get into your urinary tract system, and can cause disease.
But how did it spread so far and so fast?
That's the thing. The genes in the germs, the genes in the bacteria, they are mutating. The DNA changes, and that's how it can spread to other bacteria. That's why it's always recommended, keep your hands washed and clean, practice good health hygiene, make sure you're up to date with your vaccines, good...
Have you had any patients with this?
Fortunately, we have caught it early before the symptoms have progressed to where it's become life-threatening. But again, not everyone is going to die if they pick it up. About half. The studies show that about half of people. Well, the bacteria can get into your bloodstream. It can lower your blood pressure. Your heart rate can go up. It can just infiltrate into the organs and just take over your body. It can multiply.
Just get ahead of it. Check yourself out.
Absolutely. Yep.
Doctor, thank you. Very good seeing you again.
You too. Good day.
Words of warning. All right.